Hello, and welcome to Saddleback's Educator Video Series. Follow Saddleback Educational Publishing across its social media platforms. Saddleback is your #1 resource for your reluctant and striving learners. And I'm Holly Sawyer, an English language development teacher out of Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm also a curriculum writer and facilitator with CodeVA. I'm bringing to you a topic today that I hope will inspire you as that the content we EL teachers use to provide a context for language instruction and how that content that we use can be powerful. Today we will discuss what is behind artificial intelligence. And as an EL teacher, I will examine this burgeoning field in terms of purposeful integration of content for functional language use and the advancement of equity in representation. Certainly, artificial intelligence has become ubiquitous in a very short time. Even today, most have heard of, tried out, or even regularly used ChatGPT. ChatGPT released in November 2022. It's an AI-powered chatbot that answers questions and prompts in any format that you would request. It responds in a conversational format and writes content such as lesson plans, essays, emails, review notes, and even code. It pulls from a significant amount of data publicly available on the internet, also third-party data, and the data that users voluntarily input. It is a language AI model, and its algorithm pulls information from the text it reads, including the next word, sentence, or paragraph based on the sequences of text it was trained on. AI, as we see in ChatGPT, is making life more efficient. Yet some have concerns about its misuse, the potential for AI taking jobs, also privacy and data concerns. AI, for better or for worse, is here to stay. But what is it? What are the technologies behind artificial intelligence? And why is it so important that our English learners understand what's behind artificial intelligence? Our English learners must understand AI and participate in it to represent their communities' mindsets, linguistic diversity, cultural beliefs, and values. Otherwise, AI is likely to perpetuate bias and underrepresentation because AI reflects the data and, or by extension, who inputs the data. And we EL teachers are uniquely positioned to expand our role as equity builders, giving our EL students opportunities, access, and participation by introducing these discussions. In our classrooms, our multilingual learners can use their languages to identify ways that AI can help meet the needs and desires of their communities, so that it also meets those needs and fulfills those desires that are particularly important to them. They can learn to use it to find solutions, create, and customize its use. They also raise their voices for how it should not be used. They can provide checks and balances to AI as true, authentic voices for their communities. Our students are empowered in the uniqueness of their identities and the expertise that they bring. This technology must include diverse perspectives so that it works for the benefit of all. And we EL teachers can use this context to elevate our students' voices and encourage them to use language to advocate, inform, explain, and argue. If you want to learn more, check out the Compor Foundation, which works to bring about equity in computer science education. To begin to understand artificial intelligence, we need to examine what is artificial intelligence and what is it not. MIT Everyday for Educators has a great sorting activity of some familiar technologies such as TikTok, Google Maps, YouTube, fire alarms, and even toasters, where students can sort them into AI or not AI categories. Intuitively, students already seem to understand what AI is, and it sets the stage for understanding the 3 parts that make up artificial intelligence and machine learning. And those 3 parts are a data set, an algorithm, and a prediction. This is different from traditional technology and coding, which would direct an action based on a list of rules and directions. AI, in contrast, makes decisions based on the data it's fed. For example, TikTok collects data on what types of videos are watched, which types of videos are liked and shared, and even how much time is spent watching a video before a user will scroll on to the next one. Then it runs this data through its algorithm to determine what types of videos the user is most interested in, and then it cultivates videos and puts them across the feed as highly likely to be watched and shared in order to keep us on the app. So how can we, through a project, reinforce these three parts of artificial intelligence, technology, data set, algorithm, and prediction? I'm going to direct you to Teachable Machine. Teachable Machine is a Google-powered website designed for beginners. It allows students to create machine learning models without any coding expertise or experience. Students have the opportunity to upload their own data and create an algorithm which spits out a prediction or result based on their data. Its interface is really easy to use, and the data that can be uploaded include pictures, sound bites, or movement. And now I'm going to take you to Teachable Machine. Let's get started. We will create a new project. Today, an image project, so select Standard Image Model. And let's rename the classification category. For us to get today, we will name it Fork. Now, you can upload your own data, your own image collections. However, I'm going to use the webcam in order to gather a lot of image samples quickly. And then I'm going to rename the second classification category, and that is Spoon. And once again, you will see that I will use the webcam feature to upload a lot of image samples quickly. And I recommend that you would have and collect at least 30, maybe up to 50 or even more, so that your training model has a lot of data to work off of. And to round out the tree of utensils, I upload samples of the knife. Next, we train the algorithm. Simply click Train Model to the right. And then quickly, we have the opportunity to test our machine learning model. Very quickly, students, as they test the model, they will see that it's not always 100% accurate. And that brings about questions of bias and data input. Should they add more data so it could become more accurate? Or should they remove some background features? What is it that affects the outcome? Look at how the machine learning model is less than accurate. As an aside, I love how machine learning engages semantics, the branch of linguistics which is associated with meaning, and in particular, categorization, the act of placing into groups. It is a very linguistic concept and directly tied to how the brain processes information. Students are impressed with their own brains, with themselves, and they automatically and effortlessly classify things with this activity. That also leads to understanding the challenges of creating non-sentient machines. Without prior experiences or instinct, they cannot grasp what humans naturally do. Also, with such broad types of information that can be uploaded, there's a lot of opportunity here for cross-curricular content instruction. For example, students can upload videos of 2 kinds of plants as a part of a science unit. They train the algorithm and then test it to see if the artificial intelligence recognizes a picture of that plant and to what extent. Does this sound like Google Lens? Yeah. Another project could be to upload data on how a word is pronounced in a dialect, train it, and then test it to see if the model can correctly identify the region that it's from. You can test it on facial recognition. Upload data photos of two people, train, then test if the machine recognizes the person and how much it identifies others as this person and to what extent. Is the algorithm accurate? Does it need additional data to become more accurate? Very quickly, students learn that the data informs the AI response. It's important. And where the data comes from is equally important. And that artificial intelligence is not always accurate. Incomplete or limited data can result in bias. Questions of ethics and responsibility pop up here. Who is responsible for a bad prediction or a misidentification? Is it the technology? Is it the person uploading the data? And is it the person interpreting and following the data? There have been incidences of wrongful arrests based on faulty identifications of minorities when the police departments have used facial recognition technology. Is this data being used with permission? Privacy and security concerns are very real. Also, intellectual property. Is the information or product produced by artificial intelligence? Is it one that we can claim as ours, or is it one that belongs to others? Even more, can it be trusted? Let's empower our English learners to not only understand AI, but to participate in its development, ensuring that data is accurate and inclusive, representative of all communities and cultures. Let's teach them to critically interrogate technologies, evaluate impacts, and find more ethical and equitable solutions, and raise their voices for its ethical and responsible use in future decision-making spaces. I invite you to codevirginia.org to learn of CodeVA's new innovative, inclusive, interdisciplinary lesson series. It's called AI and Tech Justice, and it was sponsored by a grant from the Kapoor Foundation. This series integrates AI literacy across subjects, math, ELA, music, and more. And it addresses bias in AI while integrating ELD standards and supports. I had a contributing role in writing this lesson series, and I'm excited to hear what you think. Also, follow me on X, Holly Sawyer ESL, to continue this conversation, and check out my blog, hsawyeresl.edublogs.org, where I document my journey integrating computer science and English language development and learn beside my English learners. Thank you to Saddleback Publishing for having me today.